It's the show all about our first state, Delaware. Highlighting all sorts of events, stories, current news, and exciting people. With your hosts, Patricia D. Harris and Richard F. Blackwell. Welcome to View from the 302.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to View from the 302. I'm Richard Blackwell.
And I am Patricia D. Harris, and welcome to our program that's all about our first state, Delaware.
That's right. On the first Wednesday of every month, Patricia and I will bring you up-to-date news and exciting information from communities in our first state.
We will also be spotlighting those wonderful folks who are helping Delaware move forward each and every day.
And Patty, on that note, who will you be visiting with today?
Well, Richard, today I have the pleasure of meeting with Deneen Sutton with Move and Inspire right here in Delaware. And our focus today is staying healthy and fit during COVID-19. How about you?
Well, that's a very interesting segment. I'm going to be sure to make sure I pay attention to that. And Patricia, I will be visiting with Mr. Charles Boyer of the Boulevard Cafe in Dover. We're going to talk about how his restaurant business is surviving during COVID-19.
I am so happy to hear you say surviving COVID-19 because we know several restaurants who have not. So I'm glad to hear that. And later on in our show, Richard and I will be sharing some updated information concerning COVID-19 as it pertains to our state, Delaware.
So we have a very informative program for you today, folks. So stay tuned. Patricia will be right back with her special guest.
You are watching View from the 302. Welcome to View from the 302. I am your co-host, Patricia Harris, and I'm so excited to have with me today my special guest, Deneen Sutton with Move and Inspire. Deneen, how are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to be on today.
Wonderful, wonderful. So how are you holding up during this pandemic, COVID-19?
Well, I think we're all just doing the best we can. It's pretty optimistic this time. So, all is not lost. There's some pretty amazing things that have happened during this time. So I'm grateful for even the storms.
Yes. Good. I have to agree with you. I am looking forward to it coming to an end, though, if I could be honest with you. But I am grateful for all that, we've been able to experience and learn, and in hopes that it prepares us for what may come next, And so you're with Move and Inspire. Why don't you tell our audience a little bit about Move and Inspire?
So Move and Inspire is a company that I started in June of 2017. So this month we are exactly 3 years old. I am super excited.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited about it. So Move and Inspire actually was started on the premise that people just don't know what they don't know. And so MOVE stands for Motivating Overcomers Valiant Education. Now, who's an overcomer? We all are, right? Because we all understand what it looks like to go through life and have to overcome.
Right.
And so we use unique tools and strategies to facilitate workshops for women and girls specifically, youth kind of in general in a lot of cases as we evolve. But we do it through a very creative and interactive way. Our programming workshops and individual classes are something that I think reaches the masses. So we're really excited about the work we've done up until this point. We primarily work with corporations, school districts, community centers to do the work that we do. But it's always evolving, ever changing, and excited about every of it.
Wonderful. And so I know, because I'd like to say I'm a client of Move and Inspire, that there are different aspects of Move and Inspire. And the one that I want to focus most on today is the health and fitness side, because world shuts down, gyms close, individuals who went to the gym every day, or those that maybe didn't go, but was hoping to look, find someone that they could personally work with or that could encourage them to work out in their home. You did something very creative during this time that I want you to share with our audience. So for those that went to the gym, how were you able to help them make that transition and remain healthy and remain fit?
So I have to say that I don't believe that my focus was ever individuals that went to the gym. My focus has always been the individual who's having a hard time motivating themselves to go to the gym. And so transitioning into this space, doing virtual classes and programs it was actually a seed that we've kind of planted prior to COVID, but was forced to help grow really quickly. So it put us in a situation where we just had to go ahead and get started, ready or not. But we figured that, we have done the work to build it, to build our program, whether it's live or virtual. We put a lot of tender loving care in everything that we have created. And they say if you build it, the people will come. The right people, whoever it's meant. And that's what we believe. And so we do have a target audience because we primarily focus on women and girls. But when it comes to the program that you're referencing, which is Stretch and Release, Stretch and Release was birthed through COVID. And it was a program that was laid on my heart to do when I realized that we were going to block down for who was how long.
Yes, we were.
And I was just like, not so much even thinking about my own individual self, because I feel like I was in a good space to be able to cope with staying in place. But I immediately started to think about all of the people who mentally would suffer, emotionally would suffer because they don't have that outlet. They can't get outdoors. So it's not so much for me about going to the gym and lifting the weight. It's more about conditioning your mind, because wherever the mind goes, the body will follow. And so if we can get to your mind, and that's what Move and Inspire does, then we believe that you'll start making healthier decisions in your life. And the choices that you will make will help you go into the direction that you are meant to go to become your highest and best self. So Stretch and Release is just one of those programs. We teach people how to stretch past their circumstances.
I love
and really
that.
just start to explore what's possible. Right? Because we don't always know. You know what? Not to get off track. I think that one of the most ridiculous questions that we can ask kids is, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because how many of us are all grown up? We still don't know what we want to be. We're still trying to figure it out, right? Or how Michelle Obama says, we're still becoming, right? And so I want to create a space where people can be okay with not really knowing
Mm-hmm.
who they want to be,
Right.
but just being open to new and different possibilities and
Mm-hmm.
inviting in opportunity and experiences and relationships
Mm-hmm.
that can form them and grow them into a person who can take on new ventures,
Right.
right? And they get to see how strong they really are,
Mm-hmm.
how creative they really are, how powerful they really
Mm-hmm.
are. And so that's what we do. And
Okay.
Shift Relief has helped us facilitate that.
So stretch and release is every day?
Every single day.
At what time?
Yes. So it's 7 days a week at 9 a.m.
9
Eastern
a.m.
Standard Time.
Okay. And that's taking place on Facebook Live.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Which is allowing you to reach ladies that you may have never reached had it not been for COVID-19. And as much, right. And as much as we talk about, we want it to just go away, as you stated earlier, there has been a lot of good that has come out of this time, and so we have to be honest about that and share that. So you're reaching women, just name a few of the countries that join your stretch and release.
Yeah, so Stretch and Release has reached as far as South Africa and Nigeria,
Wow.
to Italy, Finland, all across the United States.
Yeah.
I don't want to start naming states because when I tell you, I think we're up to like 25 states that we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so tremendously grateful.
Yeah.
For just the strength and the confidence to be able to through Facebook Live,
right,
which sometimes makes you feel ridiculous, right? Can we admit it? Going live, putting yourself out there like that, sometimes it's intimidating.
Yeah.
But I just had a feeling like, this was given to me by God. I give him all the credit that he gave me this direction, and I felt like it was my duty and responsibility to see it through, regardless on how I felt.
Right.
And because of that, just seeing all the women that find value in that 20 minutes that we share in a virtual studio, stretching and releasing. And that's exactly what we're doing. It's not complicated. We're stretching circumstances. We are agreeing with ourselves that we're going to release anything that may be holding us back from becoming a better version of ourselves. That's all that we're doing.
Wow.
But it's powerful when you do it every single day. There's a condition of the mind that makes you believe that you can keep pushing. Right. And that's what we need during COVID. That's what we need in the pandemic is that constant reminder that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, because COVID has changed everything we know. Like what we thought we knew, it has changed it, and we're in this new norm now. When you think about, the world right now is starting to open up, but we're opening up at limited capacity. We can't even invite, 100% into the restaurants and into the malls and things. And so, you question yourself, like, how long is this going to go on, and they're talking about in the fall, we're going to have a second wave of this. I don't even want to think about that, but they also talked about, the number of individuals who live alone. And so when the world shuts down, you can't go to the mall, you can't go to the movies, you can't do this. You're stuck in your house by yourself. So I can see where individuals such as that would embrace this. When you say stretch past your situations, stretch past your circumstances, that just touches me right here in my heart, and so I'm so grateful that you allow God to use you in this way. I can say that I spoke to an individual and they said they hadn't gone, and I keep bringing up the gym because that's quote unquote the norm, right? We go to the gym to get fit, right?
Yeah, it is.
And and so, but I was speaking to a sister, and she talked about how grateful she was for your class, because as much as she wanted to go to the gym, as much as she knew that she needed to do something different, she was so grateful that she could get up with you in the morning and put that amount of time in, So I just wanted to share that with you. That was a conversation that I had. And so with Move and Inspire, as awesome as Stretch and Release is, there are some other services that you provide that I want you to just touch on a little bit. So can you share what other classes that you do provide?
Yeah, so I'm not going to really go into like our programming.
Okay.
But our physical fitness class that we offer, our hip cardio, hip step, and our heels class, which we officially know it as body language. And so those three classes are classes I'm really looking forward to getting back into. I'm taking off for, to minimize risk.
Yes.
But we're looking to do some live classes in the very near future.
Awesome.
So I'm excited to be able to bring those classes back.
Okay, wonderful. And so is there anything new on the horizon, any events or anything coming up that you would like to share with our audience?
Absolutely. I am so excited because we are 12 weeks into our stay in place order. And for 12 weeks, we have been doing stretch and release. And I would have never, the stretch and release didn't exist before COVID. So of course, I had no idea that we would be doing something this powerful at this time. And so we don't want to let go. I understand people are getting back to work, outside, getting warm, to grab a wall and do others outdoors. And so I want to fall in line with that. So we'll be hosting our very first stretch and release live event in July. I'm really, really excited about it. So that information will be available next week. But it's at the end of the month in July, and we're really excited to be able to get back into the comfort of, working out together live.
Yeah. And hopefully, if we got to stay 6 feet apart, we can do that because it'll be outside and it'll be a lot easier to do so. And so, Deneen, if someone wanted to attend this event, they wanted to join your classes, how can they contact you?
So I have a lot of different ways you can get in touch with me. And because I do have multiple social media platforms and pages which I can contact it. My email address, which is a good way to get in touch with me if you have questions about the class offerings, is Deneen, my name, at moveandinspire.com, and that's move, A-N-D, inspire.com. Also, you can log on to our website, which is moveandinspire.com, and you can stay up to date on different class offerings. Our schedule is on that. You can register for classes through our website. You can purchase merchandise, our Move and Inspire merchandise through our website. Any events that we have going on are listed on the website, and you can register for them there. So website, email, and then of course social media. So my handles on social media are Move and Inspire. So if you go to Facebook, you can go to Move and Inspire and find our page there. You can go to Instagram and type in move_and_inspire1. So it's Move and Inspire 1, but each word is separated by underscore. And you can contact me through that page or my first page, Deneen. So different ways to get in touch with me.
You were not hidden by any means. They will be able to find you. And I will make sure that your information.
I'm here.
Yeah. I'll make sure that your information is displayed at the bottom of this interview as well. So we'll make sure that that happens. Anything else you want to share?
I think that we're just in a time right now, a shifting season. And I believe that this is the time when we start taking action and dusting off those business plans, those ideas, anything that you were thinking about doing. Life comes full circle. And so there could be something that you've been working on or was working on years ago. And because of the shift, see the playing ground has been leveled. So
Yeah.
this is a great opportunity
Mm-hmm.
to see what you are working with. And so I just encourage people to really step boldly into your purpose and your passions, not looking around for acceptance or validation, understanding what's given to you is for you to birth.
Right.
Even those birth pains can be excruciating.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much promise and joy and happiness on the other side of that.
Yes.
So I just want to always close out with leaving people with some type of motivation or inspiration that can help ignite something inside of them to say, take action, ready or not, because
Yes.
life is long, but life is also short. And you want a part of your story to say that you live to your fullest capacity. So I just encourage everyone who sees this video to know that it's possible for you.
Awesome. Well, those are perfect words to end on. And I greatly appreciate you sharing your heart. I appreciate you sharing your business, Move and Inspire. And we will be talking again. I'm going to have you back on because there's so much under Move and Inspire that we need to cover. Again, this was focused more on the health and fitness, but you will be back. So Deneen Sutton, I want to thank you. And we'll be right back with Richard Blackwell and his guest, Charles Boyer, with the Boulevard Cafe. Thank you.
Everyone, and welcome back to View from the 302. I'm Richard Blackwell, and I'm very happy to have with me as my guest today from the Boulevard Cafe in Dover, Delaware, the proprietor, Mr. Charles Boyer. Charles, welcome to View from the 302.
Hey, thank you, Rich. How you doing today?
It's good to see you, Charles.
It's always good to see you. Always good to see you.
I wish we could be together, but thank God there's Zoom and we can still communicate.
Yes, yes. Thank goodness for these venues that they set out there now. Because, a few years ago, we didn't have all this.
That's right. That's right. So it's all right on time. Charles, before we begin our chat today, I want to ask, how have you been doing while the pandemic is happening? How have you been doing? You've been making okay?
I've been doing great, Rich. I can't be no more blessed. I mean, I'm here. I haven't been sick. I've been just doing well, very well.
Good. And we pray that that continues for you. Yeah. You know, Charles, the Boulevard Cafe is located in Kent County, and it's in Dover, which is the capital of Delaware and Delaware's second largest city. Where exactly is the Boulevard Cafe located in Dover? What's your address?
Okay, it's 1036 Lafferty Lane. It's in Dover. It's about half a mile from the Dover Air Force Base, the North Gate.
And how long have you been in business? How long have you been the proprietor of the Boulevard Cafe?
I've been there for 2.5 years. Good years. They've been learning years. They've been there for 2.5 years. So.
And you've accomplished quite a bit during that time, young man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. That's what it's about, growth.
Now, the Boulevard, people know the Boulevard because you have some of the best live entertainment on the East Coast. And not just that, some of the best cuisine anyone can imagine, huh?
Yes, yes. We are known for our entertainment and the food.
Now,
And the atmosphere. The atmosphere is great.
very important. And of course, they can always see that you, as the proprietor, are always at the front door. You're greeting everyone as they come in. You're thanking them as they go out.
Yes. Yes.
That's a beautiful thing.
They'll see me running around all over the place. So I'm at the front, I'm at the back, I'm at your table, I'm all over in there. So I interject with the people, whoever comes in and supports and has a great time. That's what I'm interested in, knowing that people are having a great time in the Boulevard.
There you go. And it's got to be quite a job, because when I'm there, and I've been there on many occasions, I've seen you in the kitchen. I've seen you behind the bar. I've seen you as the maitre d'. You're everywhere.
Yes.
Now,
that's what I have to do, filling everywhere.
That's exactly correct. Now, Charles, give an idea, what does the Boulevard Cafe in Dover provide in way of great entertainment and fine dining? Let's talk about the food, because you are a restaurant.
Yes, we are a restaurant. A lot of people get it a little confused because we have a dance floor and we have a stage that they think we're a club. Well, we're a restaurant. We serve fresh seafood, and we also have soul food. So if you come in and you don't want to eat seafood, it ain't like some of the other chains. They have one specific menu items that you can pick, but we can go from soul food to seafood where I am.
And when folks come in to have a great time at the Boulevard, you've got everything set up. Is it a buffet when they come in? Has it been known to be a buffet for the most part?
Sometimes we do a buffet. That way it makes it a little easier for us, because when you have a function and you're hosting 300-400 people in there, it's very hard to get the food out in a timely fashion. So we've moved to doing a buffet style meal. It makes it a lot easier. You buy your ticket, and sometimes your ticket includes that meal, or there's other times where you can go and purchase tickets on the way before the show or during the show. So
that's great. And the Boulevard, in the 2.5 years that you have been there, Charles, you've made quite a name for yourself. In fact, I do believe this past winter, Christmas time, you were involved, the Boulevard, with donating meals to people as well as toys. Talk about how that makes you feel.
I tell you, we don't realize how thankful that we are each day and how much we have. So I teamed up with a group, and we made this thing happen, and it was a fantastic event. We did a Thanksgiving dinner, and we also did a Christmas dinner, and provided shoes and bags, clothes, all coats, everything that you can name of, bikes and toys to kids and adults. So it was great events.
You got a lot of recognition here in the state of Delaware in terms of that great humanitarian work that you have done.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, you've been recognized by a lot of great people who see the good work that you're doing. So we definitely commend you for that. That's one of the things that help keep our wonderful state moving forward.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, when you got into the business, like we said, running a restaurant is not one of the easiest things to do. Is this something that you always envisioned?
Tell you the truth, no, it isn't. Actually, I was a partner in another restaurant, and me and myself, I'm an entertainer myself, so I know how it is to go out and try to find places to allow you to play and to bring a following there, and it's difficult. So I always said, once I get me a place, I want to be able to perform there, which I still haven't been able to perform at the Boulevard. Well, my band hasn't been able. I performed with some other bands that have come to the Boulevard, sang 1 or 2 songs with them, but my band has not been able to have the opportunity to play there. But that was my whole premise, was that I was looking for a place that I can play whenever I want to play, my band.
Wow.
I haven't had the time. The restaurant it's challenging. There's a lot of pieces that are involved with what I'm doing there. You have the liquor part, you have the safety part, the food part, the entertainment part. So I mean, there's a lot of pieces that I have to put together in order to make a successful show and everything. And I need a good team, and that's what it's about. It's not about me. It's about the team that I have that makes things happen at the Boulevard.
And
And
you
and I'm looking for some real good team members as well, Chip. So I'm looking for some. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say we can plug that too. We can let them know how to contact you if someone is looking for some employment.
Yes. We are looking for some cooks, bartenders, servers. We got a position for just about anything in the restaurant industry.
Now you've been jamming. Business is really going well for you up until the month of March. When you look back on your previous 2.5 years, you've been very successful. You have been blessed in a lot of ways, whereby people know if they want to have a good time, have some great food and some excellent live entertainment, the Boulevard is the place to be.
Yes. For adults, 30 and up.
30 and up. Now, we know about the food aspect of running the Boulevard Cafe because it is a restaurant. How did the entertainment come into play? Because you have some of the most awesome live entertainment, from local bands to some of the baddest national and international musicians and talent. How did that come about? How did you start incorporating the talent or the entertainment with your restaurant?
Well, when I first started, I looked at having a place where my band can play and some of the local artists. And I was trying to, I talked to Mesa's booking agent. And she said that the amount of people that we can hold there and the cost that it would cost me to get Mesa, it was pretty high. So she said that you ought to contact Gerald Beasley to see if he would be interested in coming there. So that following week, a gentleman came into the restaurant that knew Gerald Beasley, and he put me in contact with him. I said, "That's God's working in mysterious ways," because all she did was spoke of it. And the following week, this guy comes in and tells me he knows Gerald Beasley. And I contacted Gerald. He was real busy at the time, and his wife. And they said, "Hey, we're going to come down. We want to check out your place." They came down and loved it. And so they enjoy coming down to play in Dover at the Boulevard. So we've had some pretty good acts there, very, very good acts there. Nick Coleone, Eric Darius, Mike Phillips, Kayla Waters, Eric Robeson, Carol Riddick's been there, Harold Melvin's Blue Notes, Alex Bouillon. I mean, you name it. I mean, there's this, the list goes on and on. So I totally feel blessed that I was able to have entertainers such as these to visit and perform at the Boulevard.
And when you speak of Gerald Beasley, for those who may not know, and I don't know what rock you've been under if you don't know Gerald Beasley. Gerald Beasley is one of the most outstanding bassists in the world out of Philadelphia. And Gerald, who you and I both know extremely well, have performed with everyone imaginable. So I could see where he would have an outstanding pool of talent to come to the Boulevard.
Yes.
That's excellent. I'm so glad to hear that the first 2.5 years for you in business, Charles, started off the way you wanted it to, even though it is some hard work. And of course, you have a few downs here and there, but you've been blessed. So you're going to continue to move forward.
Yes, I am.
Now, speaking of moving forward, COVID-19 hit us basically in February of 2020 this year. How have you been able to survive as a business owner with such a great successful business after the pandemic hit? How have you been able to make it?
Well, it's been slow. It's been slow for everyone. It's been challenging. We've been doing some to-go menus to go meals, and people have come in and right now we have seating now. We're allowing 60%, and which that equates to about 600 people. 300 people in our building, but to socially distance them, it's impossible for me to get 300 people in there. Mm-hmm. So we've moved our tables from and put them on the dance floor. So the dance floor is not in use at all. And so we've taken the tables from up top, brought them down, and we spaced them out so that way we can at least provide seating for about 80 to 120 people.
Mm-hmm. So you are still open now that things are opening up in Delaware. You are open now to people coming inside if they want to come in and have dinner and still enjoy somewhat of the atmosphere that you had before.
Yes. We I've been in contact with a few musicians, small pieces. They're going to come in and start playing some light jazz and stuff like that. And then as we grow, and then I can start bringing in the bigger acts. But it's a challenging time for everyone. It's a scary time for a lot of people. Well, all of us really, because the numbers are fluctuating, and thank God that Delaware, they're still holding steady.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that if you haven't been to the Boulevard, come on down to the Boulevard and enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the food. We're doing all kind of seafood and soul food. So if you like those foods, come on through, and it's a good meal. We got all you can eat crabs as well, so you can sit down and eat crabs on certain days. They're very reasonable, what we're offering there, and enjoy the entertainment. So if it's nothing but a DJ, yesterday we did karaoke. Had a very nice crowd in there yesterday for karaoke. And everyone, they missed it and had a great time. So we stayed up until about 11 o'clock last night.
And that brings to mind, now that you're back open and your doors are open, people can come in and dine. You did allude to some of them, but reiterate, what safety measures have you put in the place at Boulevard Cafe so people can come out, have a good time, and not be too concerned about going home with something they didn't come there with? Yes.
Well, what we ask is people call the Boulevard at 302-264-9322 and schedule a reservation. So that way we can space out people coming in. We sanitize after each person comes in and leave. So we go and sanitize that whole section, and your spacing is adequate to whereas you don't have to worry about anyone coming in contact with anyone like that. And also, as long as you're seated at your table, you can be mask free. Once you leave the table, then you need to put your mask on as to go to the restroom or to leave the building.
Okay. And are you getting small groups coming in? Are organizations calling you to come in because of your food and the atmosphere? Are you getting calls from organizations to have dinner there at the Boulevard Cafe?
Yes, I've been in contact with a few organizations and some people who are still scheduling their birthday parties. We have a party this Saturday. They know it's not going to be the dancing and all that stuff, but they're still scheduling their parties to come in and gather with their family and friends and enjoy a meal and have a great time.
Great. Well, Charles, I've been to the Boulevard numerous times, especially in the last year and a half. And I thank you for allowing me to be your MC for a lot of your big events. It's a pleasure and it's an honor for me to be able to work with you in that capacity. I love it when I walk in the Boulevard and you've got Kayla Waters, Alex Bignon, Eric Darius, and Harold Melvin's Blue Notes. They're ready to perform. And I have the opportunity to introduce them on stage. So I just want to publicly thank you for allowing me to do that. And I hope that you invite me back.
Rich, you are part of the Boulevard. You are definitely going to be a part of the Boulevard. There's no one that can do it any better than Rich Blackwell. You are the best. So I thank you for coming in and doing that for me as well, because I was doing it, and it was nowhere near the impact that you put on our shows. Nowhere
No,
near.
but I'll tell you one thing, you are an outstanding performer. I saw you perform with the Mays Tribute Band, and I heard you do some Frankie Beverly and Mays, and I'm telling you, I can see why you want to perform at the Boulevard. Hopefully in the future, folks can see you again with your band at your place, the Boulevard Cafe, performing, because Charles, you are an awesome vocalist and performer, young man.
Thank you very much, Rich. Thank you.
You're welcome. Now, before we go, Charles, if you would please give your website information, your Facebook information, your phone number, so people can contact you about coming down to the Boulevard and enjoying themselves as much as they can.
Okay. For our current information right now, we're using our Facebook page because it changes so drastically every day. We're putting something out there as far as posts. So you can go to the Boulevard Live Entertainment Restaurant on Facebook. We have our website is the boulevardde.com. We are updating that. We're getting that back up and updating it. We can be reached at 302-264-9322.
Give that number again for me, please, Charles.
302-264-9322.
Excellent. Charles, I want to thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule. In fact, today you're on the road out delivering meals, I believe. Is that correct?
Well, actually, no, I'm out there. I'm out passing out flyers and of our meals because I got my little van here. So maybe I'll show off my van just in case someone sees my van around. They know it's for the Boulevard. So if you see this van going around, that's the Boulevard. So we're riding around. I'm riding around trying to show the food and our menus so people know that we're doing all-you-can-eat crabs on Monday. Tuesday. We're moving it to Tuesday. So it's all-you-can-eat crabs on Tuesday. We were doing them on Monday, but being though things are a little slow, people are a little hesitant about gatherings. We're going to cut back and say Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that we're going to do all-you-can-eat crabs. One day we also did all-you-can-eat crabs and shrimp. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So if you guys are interested in that type of a meal, look us up. Come visit us. Give us a call. Make a reservation.
There you go. There you have it. My good friend, Charles Boyer from the Boulevard Cafe in Dover, Delaware. Charles, before you go, is there a message that you would like to send out to the viewers today?
I'd like to say to everybody, stay safe and follow the precautions. We're here. We're blessed. A lot of people didn't make it. So just think about that every time you go out and be around some people. Cover yourself up. Stay safe.
Here you go. God bless. Charles, thank you so much, my brother, and I'll be talking to you soon.
All righty, Vince. Look forward to seeing you, buddy.
Yes. Everybody stay tuned. Patricia and I will be right back with more on The View from the 302. Welcome back to View from 302. You know, Patricia, we're talking about COVID-19 and it's how it's affecting Delawareans to every degree. Yeah. Do you know at this point we have 11,091 confirmed cases?
Yeah. You know, Richard, sometimes hearing those numbers, it's so hard to believe.
Yeah, I agree. Mm-hmm. But the good thing about it, though, is that last month, Governor John Carney did institute Delaware's economic reopening, meaning that there are a lot of companies that are getting back to business, such as retail establishments, restaurants, and other businesses that were permitted to open at 30% of stated fire occupancy in phase 1 may now expand to 60% in phase 2.
And I'm glad to hear that, Richard. If I could just share quickly, I was at the grocery store and there was a restaurant next door and they had outdoor seating. I have to be honest and let you know how happy I was to see individuals out enjoying dinner because for 3 months, going on 4 months, we hadn't seen that. So I'm glad to see that we are entering, that we're in phase 2, approaching phase 3.
Yeah.
And along those same lines, our child care facilities are now opened to all of Delaware families. At one point it was just for the essential workers. So we're glad to hear about that. The Delaware Division of Public Health continues to encourage Delawareans to telework during phase 2 if possible. If they're able to keep their children home during phase 2, they're encouraged to do that as well. And we want to do all this to prevent further transmission of COVID-19 according to the public health and guidance. So we want to make sure that we're wearing our masks, that we're washing our hands, that we're sanitizing, and just doing all that we can.
That's true, Patty, because as businesses reopen and more Delawareans head back to work, it's important to remember that COVID-19 is still active in Delaware. So Delawareans, we must remain vigilant. Keep distance from others outside your household. Wash and sanitize your hands frequently. And of course, as Patricia said, wear a mask covering in public places. This pandemic is not over, and now is not the time to let up.
Yeah, not at all. And on last Tuesday, Governor Carney announced a rolling reopening of personal care service businesses, including tattoo shops, massage therapy services, which I need to make an appointment for that ASAP. Personal care businesses may open at 30% of stated fire occupancy. And that was as of 8 a.m. on Monday, June the 8th. Okay.
And that's part of us moving into phase 2. Now, folks, and if you don't know, shortly after announcing the implementation of the phase 2 plan, the governor also implemented the 3rd extension of the declaration of a state of emergency for the state of Delaware, which keeps the state of emergency in effect until July 6th of this year.
While a state of emergency remains in effect, the governor can continue to place restrictions on the operation of businesses and can continue to enforce wearing of face masks, social distancing protocols, and other guidance as determined by the Division of Public Health.
Now, Patricia, he can also retain the right to re-implement restrictions if it appears that the number of cases of COVID-19 in Delaware starts to rise. In the meantime, Governor Carney has established the Pandemic Resurgence Advisory Committee to plan for the possibility of a resurgence of COVID-19 in the fall. And God knows we pray that does not happen.
Yes,
An initial report from the advisory committee is due to the governor on July 31st, with a second report due on September 30th.
Awesome. And anyone with questions about COVID-19 should call Delaware 211 or email info@delaware211.org. Individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing can text their zip code to 898-211. Hours of operation are 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday, and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sunday. Medical related questions related to testing, symptoms, and health related guidance can also be submitted by email at dphcall@delaware.gov.
Well, Patricia, that's some very important information we put out today, and I just want to thank you for helping me make our Delawareans, our fellow Delawareans, aware of how to be safe.
Yes, because Richard, together we will get through this.
Yes, we shall. And folks, that just about does it for our July edition of View from the 302.
And I would like to thank my guest, Deneen Sutton with Move and Inspire, for being with us today.
And I would like to thank Mr. Charles Boyer of the Boulevard Cafe in Dover for spending time with us today as well. And for all of you Delaware sports fans, our sports director, Mr. Dan Rosenfeld, will return to View from the 302 for our August edition.
Thank you, everyone, for watching, and be sure to join us on Wednesday, August the 5th of next month for the next show of View from 302. I am Patricia Harris.
And I'm Richard Blackwell. Stay safe and God bless.